Hi everyone, it's Jerry. I'm on leadchess.org, and I just got paired up playing a 5-2 game. Well, let's try a French. See what we get. Okay. So, I'm guessing that white is going straight in for a King's Indian setup. I'm not going to be too quick to castle kingside. I don't really feel like committing my king so early, so let's get bishop e7 in. Knight c6, pretty universal squares for these guys. And this is where I'm not going to castle. And instead, I believe queen c7 is a useful move, so I'm going to do that. And also b6. And I'm expecting e5 at some point. In which case I'll drop my knight to d7, and then I could consider bishop b7 queenside castle. This may be an idea. I'm not completely against castling kingside. I may go kingside now that white has made some pawn move. On this side they've weakened d3. I could be sure that there's these moves coming if I castle kingside, starting first with e5. Castle e5, knight d7, queen e2. I think I'm still going to hold off on committing my king. Let's get another useful move in, bishop b7. I'm hesitant to play a5, bishop a6 to pinpoint here because of a4. Alright, now that that move has been played, let's see. Maybe I could even get away with one more useful move. I think h6 is useful, even when castled kingside, although it could be a potential sacrifice with this knight. Okay, well, they've clearly played on the queen side now, so I feel a bit more comfortable with castling kingside, but let me first secure my knight on c6. And okay, so the bishop has been pulled away from this diagonal, so now only at this point, move 12, am I a bit more comfortable with castling kingside. And now the rooks. Where do they belong? I guess we'll put one here, and the other one on c8. Not sure. Maybe the b file, okay. Tension is maintained for some time now. How to improve? Well, I don't think I should release the tension. Let's get one more piece working. I don't want to take here, because it helps both the rook and bishop after a recapture. Aha. Finally, some structural shift. And maybe I could look forward to b5, knight b6, knight a4. Things are heating up. Isn't that dropping a pawn, though? I could take here. Or I could push. Gives up e4. Well, either the capture or the push is going to give up e4. I don't want to allow this and then a push, so I'm going to play here and try to play against the bishop. I'm threatening the pawn on b4 now, I think. And I actually have an interesting decision. Oh, was not expecting that one. I don't know that that's right, because I'm going to take and then play my knight here. Kind of watch out for this knight c4 move. Well, we'll see. So far, pretty... Oh, I totally missed that one. I was going to say, so far, a pretty patient game by both of us. This may not be the end of the world, actually. Because this isn't the healthiest of pawns. But my knight right here isn't so great. I guess he could be chopped up soon. I'm going to go here. They could probably take the knight and it'll be good for them. They'll have a pass pawn, maybe a connected pass pawn. I did consider rook to a8, but I was fearful of this move. So I'm down a pawn, but I have something that I am currently biting at. I wonder about d4. I'd like to have light square bishops off, because maybe I could play against their king position some. They have a couple holes in their position, h3 and f3. I have a fine structure. Down a pawn, but still a fine structure. What's remaining of it? If d4, this is maybe vulnerable to my bishop. Okay, well, I could consider knight b3. They are on b6, so I don't have very many options. Maybe we could take... well, I can't drop b6. I think I have to take here. And maybe get my knight doing something. Target the a-pawn. Let's go for this. I think queen b2 is a pretty convenient way to defend. I need to get this guy working. Alright, I don't see a better square for my queen. Rook takes rook. I don't know if I want to take with my rook. I want to keep pressure on the a-pawn. Okay, that's a pretty convenient way to defend. Alright, I think I'm going to go for this. Regrouping, a knight on f5. Yeah, so they're ready to kick my knight away. To watch out for this square here. Even as a pawn sacrifice, this might be something. Just open up the diagonal. Rook pivoting here, takes. Suppose a queen is here. There's mating ideas on g7. For the moment, their bishop on b2 is restricted, but I wouldn't identify it as really inconvenienced. Okay, well, we know where that knight is headed. I'm going to take the bishop, because I want to keep pressure on this pawn. However, they could still jump in there, huh? Alright, let's get into f5. They've weakened their king position. They're vulnerable to checks on the diagonal at the moment. Will they keep my knight out of f5? I don't know. I might meet g4 with h5 just as a pawn sacrifice to grant my knight the f5 square. And we'll see. Still tight. I guess the queen is eyeing up c6 for when my knight moves. Okay. Maybe I go about it, I give up on the pressure against a3, because I really don't see me tracking this pawn down, so I'm going to try something different. Suppose right now I go for the doubling. Can I seize control over this only open file? What's happening soon is probably a4, a5. Actually, maybe this is a good move, come to think of it. I think my queen on a4 can be quite disruptive, hitting the knight, pressure on everything on the queen side. And I know I have this square, but I don't want to be too quick to give up the c6 square, because this is a base point. I have to take some care over this. Opponent's under 2 minutes. Okay, well, this is going to be a little bit tricky for them now. Maybe I should just look to double. Yeah, let's go in for a double. It's going to do this. But I have to take some care over this square. Let's get doubled. I don't know that I want to take with my queen. Maybe. Maybe I do take with my queen. No, gotta make a quick decision. My rook and knight do well to control these two. Even if my queen moves forward, she is still watching out for queen a8. How does the rook get active? I don't know. I could be a great bother in defending d1 with my queen. So, okay. Kind of drawn towards... Well, I should move fast. Let's get my queen active. This is an unprotected piece. If they go further, they give up f5. I like my position, even though I'm down a pawn. Still feel like I have something in good coordination. Pieces are defended. There are some loose pieces, a rook that's not playing. They have the more vulnerable queen. Definitely not allowing a queen exchange. Come to think of it, maybe I should have done this. Okay, that really kills my pieces. I didn't really see that move. Because now what's my knight going to do? Well, I think I'm going to try to get active like this along the d file. If this pawn moves, that would be really nice. Okay. Yeah, you know, I don't think I have anything over on the d file. They got the key squares covered. Maybe queen on a8 is the best spot. They're going to go for that. I should have played h5. I'm having some regret here. Yeah, that move is coming in. I think I have to do this. Maybe I should have done it even earlier. I have to break open the king side. I need to get a square for my pieces, my knight. This might still be good, even as a pawn sacrifice, because it gives them a connected passed pawn, b5. Their knight is pinned. On pawn takes pawn, I'm going to be taking with my knight, and he's within checking distance. So now there's some restriction. Okay, my bishop can now play as well. There's a dual-purpose move, come to think of it, the g-pawn move. Bishop is now putting pressure on the pawn. Let's be on the lookout for some tactics. I still feel that their king is the more vulnerable. We're catching up on time. Evening out on time. I guess we take there. Yeah, sure. Okay, we're gonna go here, I guess. I don't know. Maybe that wasn't the right decision. We'll see. I push that pawn? Get away with it? Yeah, they're hunting that pawn down, aren't they? Rook takes is good. Alright. Didn't really have anything. I think my knight needs to come over here. It'll still take a couple moves for their queen to get to one of these two and challenge the blockade. I guess here, or maybe my knight on this square. Gotta go fast. Knight here, trying to disrupt things. And they're gonna push. I don't know what that move is doing. Oh boy. I don't know. I'm in trouble. Yeah, they got mate right here. Pawn takes. I got nothing. Pawn push is good. Or that. Yeah, I should just resign. I played well. I'm really regretting not playing h5 sooner. I don't know why I didn't better appreciate their pawn on g4 and their pawn on h5 restricting my knight. Because I would have liked to have gone about it where I didn't have to play g6. It weakens my position. I know I get some squares for my pieces, but I should just go about it with h5. Yeah. So let's go into it. See how we could improve some. So yeah, I've played the black end of this more than the white end, and more often than not, I'll go straight in for castles at right around this moment, move 7. But you really need to know how exactly to expand on the queen side when you do this, because we got this stuff happening for white. You could hit this pawn a few times, but it's going to be secured, and then you have to kind of play on the queen side where you have the space. Meanwhile, what is white doing? There's these pretty universal moves. h4. Oops. Okay, it just came up with a the graph here. Where was I at? Queen c7. Okay, so I was pointing out, if I'm to castle on this move 7, there's e5, knight here, rook there, multi-purpose to defend and vacate f1. I could add more pressure, but it's defended, and then expanding, this knight goes for a little journey. I'm not certain of these exact moves. I've seen a5, I've seen bishop a6. I think b4 is a move, knight h2, bishop here, and I mean, there's a lot of pieces drifting over near my king side who is lacking some minor piece defense. This pawn is super disruptive. It may be the case that I shouldn't go all in with these pawn moves and maybe take a timeout for h6. I don't know the details, but this is basically what I wanted to avoid, and it's why I'm choosing queen c7 here and not yet committing my king. So should e5 be played here instead of c3, my king isn't over here, and I could always consider bishop b7. Let's just say he goes over here. I could consider queenside castle and maybe even look to expand some on the king side with h6 and g5. So a lot of patience on, I think, for both of us in this game when there was this pawn tension. Okay, let me get back to the actual game here. There we go. So c3 was played, bishop b7, a3 and b4 is quite common. I think I'm fine with how I played it up to this point. So right around here, I feel like this is really the spot where I could improve. I don't know. Yeah, this is really a key moment where there's still this tension between these guys. I think it's fine with what I did, getting both rooks here. But certainly right around here, I mean, I'm dropping a pawn now. I pushed, and then b4. Yeah, I totally missed this idea. I guess I have to maybe just move my knight at this point, but I'm wondering if there's something right around here, even after queen to e2. Okay, I need the computer's help. What can I say? I'm not sure what the suggestion will be. I never even considered really capturing. Yeah, and why not? I could go straight in for a capture on e4. Even at this moment, it's suggesting it. Yeah, I should consider capturing right now. And then there will be no question. Like, you know, this is another way to view it. I'm moving a rook to the d file that I'm not absolutely certain is going to be open. So why not have that, you know, why not let that first be known for sure that the d file is going to open up before committing my rook to the d file. That's maybe a way I could have looked at it. Capturing first, clearly the d file is now half opened, and I get play against this pawn. Just as I did in the game, but it was quickly converted to a c pawn. Okay, so this is an improvement. Let me just quickly, just kind of doing a blunder check. I don't believe there were any blunders missed, but I just want to keep a close eye, zip right through, and make sure that there wasn't anything serious happening. No. So it was right around equal, and this is where I can make an improvement with capturing first. Okay, so noted, I could have captured first, but even at this point here, there's some more improvements. I could be capturing on c4. I'm trying to recall, what was it about this capture that I did not like? I don't know that I really even have an answer to that. I know I was mentioning whether I push or capture, I'm giving up e4. Oh, you know what it was? I didn't voice it, but I didn't want the C file to open up. But what happened in the game? It still opened up. And they were able to take advantage of my queen position. even suggest taking with the knight instead. Okay. Okay, so I should be capturing here in c4, and then I could go in for the win of the b-pawn. I'm hitting it 3 times, it's only defended once. So I really didn't make the correct decisions in these tense moments where there was this pawn tension. I could have made this improvement. Capture first before declaring my rook to the d-file. Capturing on c4. These critical moves, critical moments in the game, pawn captures. I didn't make good decisions here. I shouldn't have captured there because in the end I'm losing a pawn. But even so, yeah, they could snip my knight. I thought that this would be a good decision, because even if I end up getting this pawn back, let's just say this, and yeah, this move, even if I'm getting this is a tremendous asset, and my pawns are weak. Material is balanced, but white still has a little bit of space, which I don't think is that much of a positive in this queenless position, where my king isn't going to come under any heavy fire. This is a position that's now more directed towards the queen side, and I have these vulnerable points on a5 and c5. And there's just a wonderful square for the knight on c4, putting pressure on a5, so these guys will be targeted. They didn't go for that exchange, but it was certainly an option here, and there's just a continual... Well, white maintains an advantage from here on out. A pawn plus. Still a little bit tricky. Wants to go straight in for knight f5. It's on the half pawn advantage. What was it saying right around here? Queen c7. Okay. Takes, and now I got active with my queen. And they played h5. So, okay, well, even g6 right here. Took me a while to even realize that I could be playing g6 to get my pieces active, but let me just look at this moment here after g4, because I was pointing out that I really wanted to play this. Okay, in the computer's eyes, not so great. Ooh, giving up that square, and it could be pounced on right away. Threatening mate. Okay, yeah, I don't have time to kind of seal that up, do I? On g6, there's pawn takes, I thought. But there's even something better. Ooh. Yeah, my knight is really struggling, isn't he? Oh. Queen check. And then queen over. That's not a fun position. And look at these gaps. Look at these holes. f6. Yeah. So it's not quite working out. So I guess h5 wasn't a good reply to it. But once h5 is in, this is the moment where I was probably floundering. I couldn't really find a plan. Just going over to the D file, doubling up, and then coming back over there, so clearly a bit planless around this stage. I should be looking to get my knight active, and I only realized that this is a way to do it. Much too late. My queen is fine right here, pinning the knight, and if given a moment, white never allowed this, but I would really like to post up right in the center here with my queen. Rook d3 and start having some influence along the third rank. But I didn't come up with the g6 move soon. Has it as equal. Okay. At this point here, going for g6. Yeah. Because as mentioned, I mean, I am down a pawn, but I felt like at least my king was a bit more on the safe side. You know, this knight within checking distance, f4 is an idea for the knight. It's a good move, getting out of the knight's check and unpinning the knight. Yep, they're pushing through. Okay, how could I have hunted this pawn down? Oh, I did have a moment for queen e4. Oh, that's tough. There's a lot of calculation here, because my mind was set on blockading this guy from running. Yeah, there's a bit to calculate here, isn't there? With queen e4. Suppose they push, then I have to do this kind of stuff. Rook b6. Computer going a little crazy town. Okay, fill me in. Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, I saw that one. Okay. Okay, but clearly some calculation was needed right around this point. At a point where neither of us really had any time. Oh, I could just take the pawn with my rook. Oh, man. Why didn't I see that? I don't have an answer. I don't know why I didn't see rook takes pawn here. Huh. Oh, wow. What a blind spot that was. I could just take the b pawn. And, wow. We have quite a game still to come. Wow. Oh, I just totally didn't see that I could grab the b pawn. I'm just gone after this. B pawn lives and queen's not having fun being a blockader. No one would. Yikes. I could even go in for that right away. I don't need the bishop support. Bishop takes knight I could take here. Uh-huh. Okay, well, I should have seen this. Forget about the clock. This should have only taken a second of thought to see that I could grab the pawn. Oh, well. Okay, well, as usual, I hope you're able to take something away from this, especially the opening part here. I know it's something, again, I've gone straight in for before, quite natural to just go in for castles right at this point, but it may be worthwhile or, something to consider where you can make some pretty universal moves. Queen c7, b6, get all your minor pieces out and hold off on your king position for the moment. Wait for white to maybe commit some pawn advances on the queen side before committing your king, even going as far as securing your knight after a b4. And that last detail before even committing the rook, how about making sure the d file is first open before playing rook to d8. Anyhow, as usual, feel free to leave any feedback to this video in the comments section below. And as always, I hope you got something out of it. That's all for now. Take care. Bye.